living in a burning house. Living in a burning house. I'm living in a burning.
Good afternoon. I'm here with singer-songwriter, guitarist, bluesman Selwyn Birchwood, and producer Tom Hambridge, and we're celebrating the release of Selwyn's brand new album, Living in a Burning House.
That's right.
His third release on Alligator Records, and the fifth album of his career. And I am proud to be the head of Alligator Records and the guy who was smart enough to sign him. Before we talk about the album, I'd like to learn a little more about you guys. So, Selwyn, we first met in 2012 when you were a finalist at the International Blues Challenge in Memphis and kicked some butt. And then you came back in 2013 and won it. Tell us a little about your career both before and after the International Blues Challenge.
Well, it was almost night and day when I did the International Blues Challenge. A lot of people asked me or would say it must have opened a lot of doors for me, which I think it's more fair to say it unlocked a lot of doors for me because at the time I was pretty well known in Florida, but I found out real quick that once I tried to start booking some tours and get outside of Florida, that nobody wanted to take a chance on this unknown guy from Florida with an afro. And after the Blues Challenge, it gave people a reason to say, "Oh man, let me go ahead and give this guy a try." And it it didn't hurt to be on Alligator Records shortly after that either. And finally after about a year getting on with a booking agent, because before that I was doing everything myself. But since then, since our first release with Alligator, the Don't Call No Ambulance record, we hadn't stopped touring until 2020. We performed in 16 countries in the time between Don't Call No Ambulance and this pandemic stuff going on. And I'm just, I'm eager to get back to touring, eager to get back to playing live and connecting with people, in person, man, because that's, I'm sure Tom would agree, that's what we live for, is to be able to have that energy of the room and the energy of the crowd and be able to translate our passions playing music to, everybody that's there, man.
So, Tom, you're a Grammy-winning producer, you're a great drummer, you're a prolific songwriter, and you have 8 solo albums. So tell us a little about how you went from being a drummer in Boston to becoming a world-famous record producer.
Yeah, I never set out to be a world famous producer. I'm a musician and a songwriter and a singer and a drummer, and I'm a lifer. But I had a band in Boston called TH and the Wreckage, Tom Hambridge and the Wreckage. And I was a drummer singer, and I would write the songs and go to the studio and produce the records. And we ended up, winning the Boston Music Awards, got a lot of radio airplay. Other bands or acts would say, "Hey, I heard your song on the radio," or "I bought your record." Who produced it? I like the sound of it. And I'd say, "Well, I did." So it wasn't anything I set out to. I just tried to make records sound the way I liked records to sound. I would like Susan Tedeschi, so I did the Susan Tedeschi Just Won't Burn record, and then I got a record deal, and that made it even bigger because a lot of artists and people heard it worldwide and said not only did they like the songs, they liked the way it sounded. Other labels would reach out, and suddenly I was this hot producer with a sound or something, and I've just been doing it since then.
Selwyn, tell us a little about your goals in creating the songs for Living in a Burning House.
I'm a huge lover of blues music. Really, I'm a huge lover of all kinds of music, man. I try not to put up any walls and put stuff in any boxes. And, when I go to write a song, I think it's cool when you make a blues song, or even if you relate it to like painting, you can make a really cool picture just using the color blue, but the painting gets a lot more interesting when you start adding a little bit of other colors into it and stuff. So that's the way I try to fashion the albums and fashion the songs, is to take all the blues sounds that I like and then try to maybe put a little bit of jazz stuff into it, some of the funk feels and sounds that I like, some of the gospel stuff that I like. Hopefully what comes out afterwards is a sound that I can call my own. And I feel like this new record that we've done, you know, is my best interpretation so far of, you know, I feel like I could say we found our sound with this one. And, you know, that's what I'm going to try to continue to do. I feel like each song, it tells its own story. Each song has its own, you know, kind of unique feel, from Burning House having sort of a funky blues feel to it, to My Happy Place having almost a kind of folk feel to it, and pop sound to it almost. And, you know, Freaks Come Out at Night has that hard driving hill country blues sound to it. And She's a Dime has, you know, I tried to make that a throwback to a lot of the R&B stuff that I like. And, you know, each song is its own thing.
Well, it was interesting because, first of all, if the viewers don't know, you play both regular guitar and lap steel guitar
Yeah.
and switch off between them in various songs. And some of the songs you used a lot of really gritty, dirty sounds, and on other ones it was pretty clean and melodic. Tom, why did you decide to work with Selwyn, and how's he different from other artists you've worked with?
And the songs were different. They were thought provoking. There was messages. There was positive energy coming through these songs. He was extremely creative, you know, and he took his art seriously, and he's a go-getter. And so the more he sang, usually I'm writing the songs, and or co-writing with this with the record, but I was intrigued by, you know, what he wanted to say. You have to have a new way to express stuff sometimes. All genres do that. And sometimes blues doesn't. Blues just stays on this road. And same lyric, I woke up today, you know, it's bad, sucks, you know, and guitar solos here. And he was coming at it. I remember he sent me one of the ones where I thought, yeah, I'm going to do this record. He sent me a lyric, and it had, oh my gosh, you rhymed sweetness with diabetes. What is that from? That's from what are you know?
She's a Dime.
She's a Dime.
Baby,
you know?
got so much sweetness, I'm afraid she'll give me diabetes.
Sweetness. And I thought, now that is being creative, saying the same subject matter, how sweet she is, how good looking she is, but trying to be fresh about it. And that's what's so needed. And I thought, you know, so anyways, that's a long answer, but a lot of different things I liked about him, and the afro. I said, come on.
I'm living in a burning house, living in a